Welcome back to the channel. This is Wanda. Thank you for tuning in. Decided to do a video about this series is all about the narcissist and my experience with dealing with two covert narcissists. Two. They just keep coming my way. But I want to share my experience in hopes that it will help someone else to be able to identify and to be able to make it uh, survive, basically, that encounter with a energy vampire, a narcissist, a person possessed by evil spirits. They have demons. They're possessed. They sold their soul to the devil a long time ago. So they're led and controlled by evil demonic spirits. That's spirits. That's why they're on a specific pattern. They live their lives on a pattern. It's a weird demonic pattern that they follow. All of them follow the same pattern. That's how you know it's demonic. It's not normal. They say it happens through trauma when they're younger. They have trauma, experience some kind of trauma when they were young kids, and they, abuse or maybe death of a loved one or something, or some kind of traumatic situation where they never got um, counseling, they never got healed from these traumas, and they become this. They open the door basically for demons to come in and inhabit them and control them. Some of them sell their soul through Freemasonry. So if the person is a Freemason in the Illuminati, in any of these secret societies, they usually they sell their soul to the Baphomet. So they sell their soul to the devil, basically. And so they're controlled by these demons. It's like they no longer have a personality. They're almost like a, a zombie, or a bot. They're like, or a clone, something like that. They don't have a natural personality like we do. They don't have natural feelings and empathy and all that. They're bots. And that's how a lot of people with personality disorders are: psychopaths, sociopaths, and narcissists. Uh, all these cluster B personalities. They are inhabited with demons, basically. So I'm a spiritual person. I look at things from a spiritual perspective. I don't look at things only from a psychological perspective. Yes, you have that part that's very beneficial in explaining what they are, what type of personalities. But at the end of the day, for me, it's demonics, it's demons that inhabit this person. If you live your life on a specific pattern to where you're on this demonic, it's like you keep doing things in a circle. You do the same things and you won't have a different outcome. The same thing throughout your life. You do the same. You're in that same trajectory, the same pattern, and so you're attracted to people who are genuine. They're attracted to genuine people, people who are alike, people who are uh, gifted and talented, and they have special gifts and talents. They're empathetic. They're attracted to people who are the opposite of them. They're darkness. They're attracted to light. They're attracted to people who have been blessed with gifts, talents, and abilities, and characteristics that are beautiful and light and outstanding. So if you were entangled with a narcissist, or any person, the person with a personality disorder, just know that you are a beautiful person. You are a good person. You are a kind person. You just you attract evil demonics to you because of your empathy. You get that empathy from the uncreated creator because that's one of his characteristics, empathy. And when a person does not have empathy, they don't feel, then you know something's off with them. They're not, yeah, they have some demon somewhere in them. So this conversation is going to be specifically about the smear campaign. I don't know if I talked about this, but I've been talking about each thing that I've experienced in this. As far as the smear campaign is concerned, I've experienced that in both relationships. The first relationship, about 4 or 5 years, probably longer than that. Let's see, like 6, 7 years ago, I experienced the first narcissist, and we were in a relationship for like 2.5, almost 3 years. And so he started turning my friends against me. So I had a couple of girlfriends, and we were all friends with him and his friends. He started going behind my back, talking about me to them and trying to turn them against me. And then it had them to start talking about me to him. So it's like they had this whole thing where he was turning them against me basically. And so talking about me behind my back, and I noticed the difference in their, behavior towards me, their treatment towards me. And then even when him and I, start, I start noticing his behavior, they would, it's just it was like it's like a big smear campaign trying to talk about me behind my back, trying to trying to make it seem like I was one way when I wasn't, trying to defamate my character, uh, just defame my character, Um, and so, yeah, I noticed that that was a smear campaign. But the good thing is, I'm very independent. So I never really had friends that I needed to function. They were friends, but distant friends. They weren't that close to me. So it really didn't matter if we talked again. It really didn't matter if we ever talked again. And so, but he did try to do that. And even just in our circles, we had a lot of friends, and he would try it. A lot of people wouldn't go for it because they felt like it was him. They just knew it was him because they saw how he was pursuing me. They saw how he was pretending with me. They started to see it. So a lot of people, he couldn't. He couldn't win them over into his smear campaign. They were not going to be his flying monkeys, basically. They use flying monkeys to fight for them, to stand behind them, to believe what they say. And a lot of the couple of the people who wouldn't go for it, they were like, no, that's not her, that's you. So they kind of either stayed out of it, or they would talk to me and tell me he's saying this, he said that. So they would tell me the things he would say. So that was one instance. And then the second most recent smear campaign is the one that I married. He became friends with people I introduced him to. See, he came into my world, he came into my environment, and I introduced him to people. He didn't know anybody, so they were all supposedly my friends or my associates. And he began to try to turn them against me. So basically, things that I would tell them that he was doing, he would say, no, she's making me do it. It's her. She's the one. She's the one that's turning me. She made me mistreat her. Like he was telling them that, basically trying to blame me for his bad behavior. And a couple of them went for it. Because he was older. So a couple of them went for it. They believed him. So it was hurting for me because I felt like these people knew me before they knew him, and I showed them proof and evidence of what he was doing, but they still decided they were going to continue to be friends with him. So I decided that uh, I can't associate with them anymore. I can't associate with people who want to be with someone who mistreated me. Period. Point blank. These is just it, and you need to do that too. You need to have enough confidence and have enough uh, self confidence about yourself to know that if someone wants to be friends with someone who's mistreating you, who's disrespecting you, who's abusing you in any kind of way, whether it's emotional, physical, anyway, and they still continue to be friends with that person, that those people are not your true friends. Those people do not have they don't really care about you like that, basically. And I had to learn that. It was a hard pill to swallow, but I had to learn it. I learned it, and I just decided I'm not gonna be hurt about it. I'm going to move on. They agree that they want to be friends with him, even though he disrespected. He, he was just, evil and did dirty, wicked things, and they had proof of that. But they still decided to be friends with him, so I couldn't be friends with him anymore. Had to distance myself. Anyone that continues to be friends with a narcissist, then you have to cut them off. Just like you cut the narcissist off, you have to cut them off because they're actually going to be his flying monkeys. So he's going to use them to get information about you, to still be relevant in your life, to spy on you, to find out personal stuff about you. He's going to use them to do this to you. So you have to cut everyone off that is still friends with him after you told them how this person was. Especially, it's a hard thing, especially if they were friends with you first. But you have to know that, basically, and I had to learn this. They weren't they weren't friends with me like I thought they were. They weren't down with me like I thought they were. You know what I mean? Because if they were, that they would have backed off from him when they saw his bad behavior, his disrespect, mistreatment of me. they would have decided, yeah, we can't deal with him, but they didn't. They chose to still be friends with him, helping him, doing things behind my back without telling me, all kind of stuff. So it was a sign to me that they didn't see me like I thought they saw me. So I had to back away. You need to do the same thing if you deal with a narcissist and you realize this, or any type of energy vampire for that matter, and they mistreat you in any kind of way, disrespectful, devalue you, if they smear campaign behind your back, talk about you, if they leave, discard you, or you leave, or whatever, and they're still friends with people that you're friends with, cut all of them off. You got to cut all of them off. You cut the narc off, and you cut all the people associated, his family members. I didn't have that problem. Any family members, anything, cut them all off. Be done. Don't deal with any of them. Block their numbers, cut them all off. You have to separate from these people and be completely no contact, none. And so I learned that from the first one. And this one was quicker than that first one. The first one took 3 years because I didn't understand what was going on. I had never experienced narcissism. But with this one, I saw the signs. I started seeing the signs. And yeah, I identified it and yeah, cut off and move on. And life went on. So I just wanted to share the smear campaign that I had experienced with the narcissist. You may experience it, and it's a hurting feeling. I ain't gonna lie, because we're sensitive, we have empathy, so things hurt us. It don't hurt them; they don't care. So you just have to be strong within yourself. Pick yourself up in whatever way. Pray. That's what I did to help me make it through. I prayed, asked the Father, for answer questions and healing the hurt and the anger and the I had that unforgiving, like almost like a hate for them. I almost started like hate them. You know what I'm saying? For doing me like that, I hate them. But I had to heal from that hate and hurt. And so now, you know, they out of sight, out of mind. I don't hate them anymore. If I was to see them, I was to see them. I mean, as long as they don't bother me, I don't lose sleep at night thinking about them anymore. I had to get to that point because I was like, Father, get them. Father, get them, get them. And even now, I'm like, Father, I put it in your hands because I know vengeance is yours. You said you will repay. So it's not up to me to repay them. The Father will do it in time. We may not see it. We may not even know when he does it or he deals with them about what they did to us. But believe me, he will deal with them because you reap what you sow. When you do dirt, you get dirt, you know. So yeah, I just want to do this video about the smear campaign that I had experienced dealing with that. And you know, it wasn't a nice feeling when people talking behind your back, trying to smear your name. You know, the most recent one was even mentioning about my because I have another YouTube channel. This is my backup channel. And then my main channel, I have a main channel called Diaspora Connect Tanzania. And I do make business on that one. So I wanted to make sure that this experience with a narcissist, I shared it on this channel for this content. And on that channel, it's different contents. I didn't want to mix the two up. So, because I primarily do business, travel, I help people who want to repatriate to Africa. But on this one, it's more personal about my personal experience with narcissists because I keep experiencing this. I've dealt with two. And yeah, so hopefully now I'm more alert and I know what to look for. So it's going to be a little bit harder to get past me next time. So they still come, they won't stop. They'll constantly come, whether it's relationships, whether it's friends. I've had some women, female friends that had those traits, but I noticed them right away, so I kind of backed off. So you don't always have to let them know, call them out, tell them what they are. If you identify it, the little signs, back off. Just back off from those people and just cut them off and just back off slowly. You don't have to make it a big announcement to them because they're not going to change. They know what they're doing. It's just they're trying to see if you are able to identify them. So just be alert, be aware. Energy vampires are everywhere. They want to feed off your energy, feed off your goodness, feed off your empathy and your loving kindness, and try to. I did the video about them being jealous. They want what you have. They want to be you. They're on a demonic cycle. It's a circle. They do the love bombing. They do the devaluation. They do the discard. They do the all, and then they try to hoover you back. They all of them do the same thing. That's how you have to know it's demonic. It's a demonic personality. It's a demonic cycle that they're on, and they keep doing the same thing over and over, and they don't get different results because they go around abusing people back to back to back to back. And you have to know that one day their judgment is going to come, but they're led of an evil spirit and they're tormented. There's no rest for the wicked. The Bible says there's no rest. So they don't sleep good. Even the most recent one, we married. We stayed married for a couple of months. And when he would sleep, one night he was sleeping and I heard him having a full blown conversation when he was sleeping. It was like it was like he was talking. He was asleep, but he was talking, and he woke me up. And I'm like, "What's going on?" It's like he was having a conversation in his sleep. And then a couple of nights, he would jump and scream. Like he woke me up one night, just like, oh, he jumped, sat up, jumped and screamed. And I'm like, that was a serious nightmare because it scared me. Like they're tormented at night. They're tormented by demons because if they don't if they have a target that they are sent to, because they're sent, it's a spirit, all of it's spiritual. The demons send these covert narcissists to certain people who have lights and who are good, of the uncreated creator, children of the uncreated creator. They send them to destroy them, right? So they get tormented by these demons. If they don't fulfill their assignment by destroying you, they are tormented. So yeah, they're tormented. They can't sleep at night. A lot of them can't even sleep. They have a hard time sleeping because demons torment them. So stand strong, survivors. Um, Heal, get your healing, and take time for yourself. Take care of yourself. Go somewhere beautiful. Do nice things for yourself to rebuild your heart, your confidence, and your spirit back up, so you can be all that you were created to be and fulfill the purpose and the call that the uncreated creator has for you in your life. So thank you for tuning in. I'll do another video in the next couple of days, and maybe I'll talk about what I did to overcome, what I did to heal from these two narcs abuse, from narcissistic abuse. Okay, well, thank you so much, and I will see you guys in the next one.